Hey guys, Jason here with a Duel Masters Plays related discussion video. In late November, it was announced that Duel Masters Plays was going to soon feature set rotation. For those unaware, set rotation is a method card companies use to govern their games, and of course, promote the sale of their newest expansions. The way it works is every year, a given number of sets are allowed to remain legal, and as time passes, the older sets in the rotation get phased or rotated out first. So DMP's first set rotation is going to take effect when the 7th set is released, and we'll be saying goodbye to the first set, which was basically a love letter to TCG and early OCG fans. To me, this is a pretty big deal, because set rotation is, as far as I'm aware, something we don't even see in the OCG, meaning DMP gets to further develop an identity of its own. Coming from the Pokemon TCG, this is something I am familiar with and am very much a fan of. I feel like controlling the total number of legal cards in the format makes it easier for new players to pick up the game. This is because having a finite number of legal cards to choose from gives players a clear starting point instead of pushing them to pursue the daunting task of accounting for every card under the sun. As touched on in some previous videos, we feel like set rotation is a more effective means of combating degenerate formats compared to ban list, another means of policing a card game. This is because ban lists only aim to remove a few cards at a time, while rotation eliminates several. This means that formats policed by ban lists tend to have larger card pools. Therefore, degeneracy becomes increasingly difficult to combat as new cards are introduced into the game due to how difficult it is to account for every conceivable card interaction. Rotation tries to manage this by ensuring cards that were never intended to interact with each other don't get to. Sure, there are some gross combos in DMP, but so far, nothing unplanned. Let's hope the introduction of set rotation helps keep it that way. While it is sad to see some old favorites go, the beauty of rotation is that rotated cards can be introduced to future formats by way of either true reprints, where the same card comes back, or functional reprints, where we get a different card that basically does the same thing. Sure, we might lose Bronze Arm Tribe now, but it's entirely possible that we could see him again in the future in set 9 or 90. There are a lot of conflicting sentiments surrounding cards being culled and brought back by rotation, but if I'm being honest, DMP's meta shifts phase old cards out so quickly we'll hardly miss the ones we lose. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the possibility of set rotation giving rise to multiple formats. Right now, we only have a single format in DMP, which is sets 1 to 6. It's the one that the developers had in mind, and the de facto flagship format, so let's call this standard. While rotation allows DMP to maintain the integrity of its standard format, it's entirely possible that new formats could exist alongside it. For example, there may be a sort of unlimited format where every card ever released in DMP is legal. Alternatively, further down the line, we might see a format where only cards from sets 1 to 3 are legal, dubbed the classic format, and so on. These formats could exist alongside standard to give players a fun alternative. I don't expect to see this sort of thing right away, but I feel like set rotation does open the door for these. I see alternative formats as a welcome addition to the game because it allows players to play under the conditions they enjoy most without compromising the overall DMP experience. It seems like DMP learned from some of the mistakes and shortcomings of Duel Masters, and this makes me optimistic for the future of DMP. I personally don't see set rotation as having a major impact on DMP's standard format, and that's a good thing. Time will tell if anything I've talked about in this video will come into fruition, but at the very least, it's fun to speculate. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.